Thank you very much again. Once again, this is Madhu, Cedric, and Zeno. A big applause to those three.
Everything's working? Perfect. So welcome everyone to the 19th hole podcast at Harlekin. This brand new monthly golf talk show where the game continues long after the final putt. This exclusive series brings together some of the brightest minds and biggest personalities from world of golf and beyond. It's an honor to have Cedric here today, one of the most exciting young talents of Swiss golf. Thank you for being here today. It's a pleasure. Does everybody from here not know what the 19th hole is in golf? So, see, all golfers here then. Perfect. So Brian and Kevin will be here for you today. So if you need something to drink, what do you normally do for the 19th hole? Thank you very much for being here. So I'm Zeno Felder. I'm the host for you tonight. I played golf professionally for 8 years now. Just a short introduction. Madhu.
So my name is Madhu. I've been playing golf for 2 years, and I'm very interested in the sport. I really like to play, so I'm here as well with Zeno and Cedric.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me, guys. I think it's the idea of doing these golf talk shows are really good, and I'm glad to be here. My name is Cedric. I've been playing golf since a little kid, since I'm 7 years old, and I've been doing that professionally, since 2 years, and trying to get up there to the main tour, to the DP World Tour, and make a living out of golf, and that's myself.
Perfect. Thank you very much. The talk will be about 45 minutes. After we'll have a short question and answer, so if you have any questions, remind them for the end of the talk so we can answer them. So now, quickly, Cedric, you had a great year last year, won quite a lot of tournaments, but the highlight was probably Grand Montana, where you finished 4th in the DP World Tour, which was quite the achievement. So take us with you from when you arrived in Grand Montana till the end. So how did you prepare for the week? How was the week?
Yeah, obviously the highlight of my career, I would say, was a crazy week. It was also a crazy year last year. I've been playing some really good golf coming into the tournament, and obviously in front of the Swiss crowds and all these Swiss people, to do that is even more special in my home tournament. So I knew that I was playing good. I had three wins on the Pro Golf Tour. I had a top 10 on Challenge Tour already, and I knew I was in form. And so.
Do you think it's more nerve-wracking to play in front of home crowds, or? I think it just makes it a bit more special, I would say. I love when a lot of people are there and watching me. So but I came to Caen with a good feeling, and So what day did you arrive? What was the preparation for?
Yeah, so I was in Poland the week before, playing on Challenge Tour. I missed the cut, so I was kind of saving my energy there. But I came there on Monday. The funny thing was I didn't know that I was getting in like the week before. It was quite short term that I got in.
For the Challenge Tour?
No, for Caen.
Oh, right, okay.
That's actually something that a lot of people don't know. It wasn't sure that I would play there, and so I got in luckily, and then did my preparation. I came there on Monday. I don't really remember what I played, like if I played 18 holes practice rounds or 9 holes. I don't really remember.
What do you normally focus on practice rounds?
What I do on practice rounds is basically I always do a little bit of competition in the practice rounds, but also I'm trying to get to know the course. So I'm always doing 9 holes of chipping around, hitting a lot of drives, hitting a lot of irons, and then I'll try to go the second 9. I'm gonna play like a stroke play round, just so that I have the feeling a bit.
So you kind of also figure out a bit how the grass is reacting, like the rough,
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
How long, how far the ball flies.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in Cron, where you've got the altitude and all these things. But I mean, it's a bit different in Cron because I know the course. If I go into other countries where I don't know the course, it's maybe a bit more of actual preparation. Get a game plan in Cron. I already knew what I knew the course already. Yeah, what to expect.
Yeah, with the altitude, maybe I don't know if you all know, but the higher up you go, the further the ball is going to travel. So in Gran Montana on a nice summer day, you probably have to adjust by 10%, so the ball is going to fly like 10% more than it normally would do on sea level. So that's something you're going to do on the practice rounds for sure, to figure out how long is the ball flying, because you have to be kind of precise with your distances.
Yeah, I think it's something that all the pros do every week. They get their TrackMans and they check the numbers, check the distances on the driving range, how far each club is flying, and yeah, that's just what you do.
So and then so you did all the preparation. Did you have to play the Pro-Am?
Good question. No, I don't think I needed to. No, I think there was a Pro-Am planned, but it got cancelled, I think, because of the weather. Or was that the year before? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the weather this year was pretty bad, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, but anyways, so I did all my preparations, and obviously if you play Pro-Ams, then you got another round. You can play 18 holes more on Wednesday, which is maybe an advantage, maybe not. Like, it's very individual how you see it, but I think it's always good to do these Pro-Ams with the sponsors and all that.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah.
And then tournament started. Were you nervous on the first tee, or?
I mean, I always said I enjoyed it more. I mean, I was a bit nervous on the first tee shot, but it was more motivation for me. I saw all these people there, and I always said that it's very cool for me to play in front of crowds. And I was a little bit nervous, but then it was fine, and I just sticked to my game plan and my routines.
All right.
Yes.
Don't quite remember the scores, but were you comfortably inside the cut after 2 rounds, or?
Yeah, I mean, I shot 6 under the first round, and then I think 2 under the second round. So it was very good. I felt comfortable with the environment, with all the people, and how I played. And yeah, sometimes it's just you get into that tunnel and you just play. You don't really realize what's happening around. I mean, especially for me, I was very good that week at concentrating on what I wanted to do and not get distracted. And yeah.
So how do you handle like bad shots normally on the course?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Probably
in the first round there was not much of bad shots happening.
Yeah, but no, still it's a good question. I think for everyone, for all the golfers, what do you do when you hit a bad shot? I think it's still something that I work on a lot, because I would say I'm a very chill person on the course, but I can get a bit frustrated as well. I think that's just normal. But
seen that a few times in practice rounds.
Yeah, Zeno knows me. But no, I worked on that a lot. I'm doing a lot with breathing techniques. I saw Ludwig Aberg talking about breathing stuff, just to make the game simple, because it's already quite tough, and you just want to make it as simple as possible. And so he was talking about box breathing and how he did it, and I saw that video, and I was just trying it out. And so it's basically where you count your breath. My English is too bad, sorry guys. No, but yeah, you count your breathing, and that's what I did the whole season last year, and it helped me a lot to stay in the moment, not get too far, and not look into the
So how
past.
many breaths did you do for the whole round when you counted them?
I mean, a lot. Now it's always, I breathe in 3 times, then I breathe out 5 times, and I do that while I'm walking. So it's kind of something, I mean, it's very individual. It's very individual how you do it. Some people, they like to talk a bit more with the playing partners. Some people, they try to be very, very quiet and concentrated. And I tried both, and it didn't really work out for me. I needed something that is in between. So I needed a bit of distraction, but I also needed a bit of focus as well. So this is something that helped me a lot, and that's how I handle bad shots very well at the moment, especially in Cron. We would just, I mean, I also had my caddy there, and we just stayed we always said, okay, we just stay patient. It's going to be a fight. It's not going to be easy. You're playing on DP World Tour. You know that the course is going to be tough. The pin positions are going to be very tucked and very tough to play. So you just need to stay relaxed and just you know that you can play good golf. You know, you just need to stay relaxed.
So I have a question. Before you take a shot, do you have like a specific pre-shot routine that you go through on every shot?
Yes, I do. Yeah. So I have my caddy on the side, which is with me. So we're stepping into the shot. Well, we first of all we check the lie, and we see how it lies on the ground, and then we just check all these different things. So what's the number? We get the distance right. We check the wind, if it's cold, if it's warm. It's all these different things you have to consider. And then that's basically what we do in every shot. We're just discussing the shot. So I'm calculating the distance by myself, and then I'm asking the caddy, okay, do you confirm it? You know, so he's also doing that. He's calculating, and then he tells me, okay, yeah, that's the number. And then we discuss the shot. So what do you want to play? You want to hit a little fade, a little draw, a high one, a low one. You want to be a bit more on the left side of that green or a bit more on the right side. And that's just basically, it's that that discussion we have before the shot, and that's basically my pre-shot routine. And then when I'm stepping into the shot, I don't really know what I do, but it's pretty much the same every time. Yeah.
So you would consider yourself, you don't talk much to your flight partners, like you said before?
No, I'm not the...
Just counting breaths.
Sometimes, but not, yeah.
So, but the pre-shot routine, sorry, I just had another thought. So do you do specific amount of practice swings, or is this just, so you figure out what you want to hit and then just pretty much go in and hit?
And then after that, I'm just doing what I feel like. I don't have I know that I'm probably doing it the same every time, but I'm not thinking like, okay, you're doing 2 practice swings now and then you're stepping into a shot. I'm very I just do what I feel.
Yeah.
And how do you process the shot, after?
So basically, there can be a little reaction. I mean, it depends what exactly happened, but I mean, if there's a little reaction right after the shot, like the second after, that's fine. But my main focus is to really, after I put the club in the bag, I'm just going into my breathing again. All
right. So pretty much when you put the club in your bag, you're done with the shot you hit before.
Exactly.
So you're staying in the moment, not.
And it's actually it's very interesting, those kind of things. I think when you're a professional golfer, I mean, all these players, they can play really good golf. It's just stuff like mental stuff, and how you handle bad shots, how you handle bad days, and when you're not feeling well. I think that's something where the best players are really good at. They have their own techniques, how they do this. I mean, it's very individual, like I said before. But yeah, it's very interesting. I'm still working a lot on that.
Yeah, I can see Madhu would probably be more a guy who talks to the flight partners, I guess.
Yeah. I distract them.
No, so and then so you made the cut, and then after the cut, I think it was Saturday, which was one of the toughest day. I think it was really windy. I can't remember. I think there were only a few scores on the par, which is on the DP World Tour normally quite a rare occasion, unless it's like the British Open where the wind is blowing. So how did you, I think you played par or 1 over par, if I'm not mistaken, which was probably one of the 5 best scores
Yeah.
of the day. So
Yeah.
how did you handle that day?
It was a crazy day. Yeah, I mean, I already got onto the facility and I saw that it was quite windy. So I was already talking to my caddy, okay, it's going to be tough. It's going to be so tough because if there's also a lot of wind, the course gets a bit drier and everything gets a bit firmer and the ball is bouncing more. It's more kind of links golf. And it was so firm that day. But so you already know that it's going to be a test. So it's all about who can handle that the best, like I said before. That's the only thing I think. And I did quite well. And yeah, so the funny thing was as well that I think so yeah, the funny thing was that the DP World Tour, they apologized to the players because they didn't move the course, like the tee boxes, because the wind was so rare up like on that day. Normally they know where the wind is coming from, but on Saturday it was very rare, like that direction that the wind had, and it was very strong, and they could not predict that. So they apologized after the round for not moving the tees, and because it was quite tough to play. They didn't move the tees, and the pin positions were also tough. And a lot of players, they complained about that. And yeah, that's something that I remember. But yeah, it was a tough day. It was very, like I've never played in that much wind in Cron before.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you got to also understand because it's higher up, so the wind will have more an effect on the ball than on sea level, because you have like lighter air, so the ball will have a little less spin because the dimples on the ball will affect on the spin. So the higher up you go, the less spin. That's why the ball travels a bit further, and that's why it's more affected by the wind too. So side winds will affect the ball way more than if you're on sea level or 200, 300, 400 meters above. So that's why it was probably especially tough also in Gros that week.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I don't know, it was Sunday. Sunday was not as windy.
No, Sunday wasn't, no.
So how was Sunday then?
Yeah,
I mean,
Sunday
must have been a lot
final,
of people following you.
Yeah, final day, second last group in your home tournament with Eduardo Molinari and the Swedish guy. I don't remember his name. Oh, I don't remember it. But yeah, it was a very funny group. But I just tried to do my thing. Breathing techniques. It just helps me stay centered with my emotions, with my energy, and then it just happened. I knew that it was like TV, like the Swiss TV, and all these people watching, and I liked it. Like it was. I enjoyed it a lot.
I think you were in the beginning a bit nervous. I don't remember if you made 1 or 2 bogeys for the start, but then just came back in and.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end, you looked completely solid. I remember. So yeah, you can see you can enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, the start was definitely tough. I think with 2 bogeys or something like that. And then I said to my caddy, okay, he told me it's gonna be a test. We stay patient and we keep going. And then we did that.
So the caddy is also a good help for the mental side of the game, I guess.
Definitely, yeah.
So who's helping you with the mental part of the game?
I don't have a mental coach at the moment. I mean, I'm working a lot with my dad. Just sports. He gives me a lot of sports advice in general. But I don't have a mental coach at the moment because that breathing technique last year helped me a lot. So I didn't think like I need a coach or something. And
I mean, your dad is track and field. He was at the Olympics, I think. So yes. I guess you kind of know what the nervousness feels like.
Yeah, I mean, he is really good. It's really good to have him. I have a really good team around me with my parents as well, but other people as well. Where they just show me what you need to get to the highest level and how much work you need to put in.
Yeah. Brother is a lawyer, told me before.
Yeah.
So it's good to have for contracts.
Yeah. Definitely helps.
So finished fourth, then prize giving, and then you on the DP World Tour you get an invite for the next event if you finish in the top 10. So you were invited for the week after in the Irish Open, it was?
Yes.
So where the big boys played, like McIlroy, Auberg was there too, I think.
Not sure. Yeah.
So I think you have a funny story from that.
Yeah, so I got into, I mean, it was quite stressful after Cron because I knew I could go to Ireland. I needed to go to Dublin and play the Irish Open, which is amazing. So it was very stressful. I needed to book flights, and I went there. And then I arrived there and I see all these guys, Rory there hitting balls, a million people around him. And like it was, everything was a bit bigger than Cron. It was like, you just see where in Cron you've got like grandstands on hole number 1 and on 9 and on 18. In like at the Irish Open there was like every second hole there was a grandstand, or every third hole. And I mean in Ireland obviously golf is a pretty big sport. But yeah, so I had a funny story there. I was playing the first round, I think, or the second round, I'm not sure. And I thought it was quite cold. I was wearing a lot, my beanie and my gaiter here, and I looked like a how do you say that, a robber. And
how do you call it? A thief.
Yes, yeah, I don't know. And so I took the shuttle from the range back to the first tee, and then I came out the shuttle, and then there was Padraig Harrington there, and he was looking at me, and he was like, "What are you doing, mate? Like it's summer here in Ireland." It was like 10 degrees or something, or 15, and I came out of that shuttle, and he said to me, "What are you doing? It's summer, mate." And I was like,
just get the shirt out.
Get the shirt out and the shorts and everything. No, that was quite fun.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see all these big guys, how normal they are, and how they came to me and also said well done for last week. And I didn't expect that, to be honest.
Yeah.
They really watched it and saw that I was doing good, and they came to me like names that I just saw on TV. And that was a very, very cool experience on a very nice course.
So you'd say it's pretty friendly on the DP World Tour.
Very friendly, yeah.
Right, so I just have something I looked up the other day, because I know he was, so he won one tournament in the beginning of the year on the Pro Golf Tour in Egypt, and then he won in Belgium, he came second in the next one in Germany, and then won the one in Poland. Just so you know, we were roommates in all of the 3 wins, but not in Germany, so maybe it was my doing. So no, and I just have like, what do you think, how many bogeys did he make in those 9 rounds of golf? And how many on the par was he for the 3 tournaments he won? No, for the stretch, not the 3 he won, but the stretch: Belgium, Germany, and Poland. What do you guess?
7 bogeys.
7 bogeys? Somebody else?
3.
3? That's pretty good. And how many on the par do you think? It's 9 rounds, so. So I can tell you he was 52 on the par. And he made only 4 bogeys in 9 rounds, which is quite impressive.
Thank you, Thank you, guys. Yeah.
And all that with eating McDonald's in Belgium. So yeah, what do you think you still need to work on in your game to go to the next step?
I still need to improve my behaviors on the golf course. I need to still work a lot on acceptance. I need to accept bad shots, and I mean I'm already I improved a lot, but I still need to be more positive with myself. I'm very hard with myself on the course. I mean off the course it's good if you're hard with yourself, but I think on the course you just need to give it your best and enjoy. And so I still need to be a bit more easy on me, and that's the one part. And I think I can still improve in my technique. I think it can be more consistent. I think that's something that's also very interesting about golf. You can always get better and improve your technique. I think that's what all the pro golfers do. They're never really satisfied. They want to improve day by day, and I think it's basically the mental side a little, and my technical side. I think if these two things come together, where I feel comfortable with my technique and also in my head, then I think good things will happen.
Yeah, I remember in Poland, I think the practice round you didn't play that well, as I remember. But then he just didn't make a bogey for, I think, 3 rounds.
Yeah, that's funny, because I never play good on practice rounds, never.
Yeah, I saw
when I'm on a practice round, I just play.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Don't
just
really
to get
care.
to know the course, right?
Yeah.
No, that was kind of impressive because I saw him playing in the practice round in Poland. And then I think he shot 10 under or 9 on the first round, which I was like, well, where did that come from? I mean, I knew where it come from, but it was
I shot
something
9 and 9, no?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. Something 9, 9 and 8, I think. It was high
Take me
numbers,
back.
so.
Take me back.
So what do you think is the strongest part of your game when you play?
So, I mean, I always have been a really good driver of the golf ball. I think I feel very comfortable off the tee. And last year my iron game was very good. And basically these two things, well, short game was also solid. So these three things are pretty good. I'm struggling a bit with putting, but I would say my biggest strength is it's driving. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your club head speed?
Depends.
I know he can rip it.
Depends. If I go after it, then it's...
So what's the highest you ever got?
The highest I've ever had was 137, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that was not a golf swing. That was not a golf swing. But on the course, I have like around 120, a bit more or less. 120.
Yeah, so I guess tour average is about 114, so he's quite comfortably above that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a tall guy and does some workout, I think. So, do you physically work out a lot?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a very important part in the game. I think the sport has evolved a lot in that part. I think it's getting more and more physical. You need to hit the ball further, and so I think everyone understands now that they need to work out a lot, and that's what I do. I mean, it depends on what time it is in the season. If you're in the winter or if you're during the season, in season workouts depend a bit, but yeah.
I think it was also in Belgium where we were in the gym because we had a delay or it was interrupted or a day was cancelled because of rain and wind. And I remember he was doing some leg workouts, pretty much threw all the plates on there from the gym, so nobody else had weights anymore. So it looked like quite a heavy workout during the tournament. But
now if you have a father that did track and field, then kind of.
I can see that. So I guess Madhu is going on with the stinger questions.
Yeah, so I have a couple stinger questions for you.
It's actually an idea by Kevin, just so you know.
Yeah, so my first question will be, who is your favorite golfer and your favorite golf swing at the moment?
Favorite golfer, Ludwig Aberg. You won't believe how many swing videos I watched of him. It's crazy. I'm watching his swing all the time. I don't know why I'm trying to. It's actually a bad thing because I'm trying to copy him too much. But I love his golf swing. It's so simple and dynamic and everything. But yeah, Aberg, young, talented guy who's climbing up.
So who's your swing coach, or who do you work on your swing?
My swing coach is has a funny name. Chris Brown is his name, and he's working.
The singer. Thought he's a singer, no?
Yeah, singer and golf teacher. But yeah, I work with him. I started working with him beginning of last year, so I had a good season there, and then I was like, yeah. So you stick with him, and you just keep going. But yeah, so favorite swing and golfer Ludwig Eber.
Okay. Yeah.
Not only for his swing, also his personality. Very relaxed guy, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And next question was asked by Kevin. What is your favorite club in the bag, and why?
Favorite club driver.
Driver.
Yeah, it has the biggest head, and I feel like it's the most easy to hit for me.
Most people would disagree.
Especially beginners, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite club?
I like my 56-degree wedge.
Really?
Can you spin it already? Or?
Yeah.
So as I remember when I think it was in a tournament, one of our juniors, he walked up, so he was in Lugano, he hit this shot onto the 18th green. It pretty much landed next to the pin and then just spun back like 10 meters off the green. But he came up walking to he was like, did you see how I spun it? So he was so happy that the ball just spun back 10 meters. He didn't even care it's not on the green anymore. So for little kids, that's sometimes something really exciting. Yeah.
Spin is fun. Your favorite club?
Mine.
Yeah.
I would also go with driver. Yeah.
Just like to
It's
hit
just
it.
the most fun.
It's just fun you can smash it, you can like hit it low, softer, into play. You got like a safe shot, which you kind of don't hit full, but you manage to get it in play most of the time. And then you just get, when you can hammer one, it's just...
So do you guys sometimes hit driver off the deck, or?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sometimes. When the occasion is right to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean...
You don't hit it that often, but you
No.
could. I mean, we could.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to keep it
Sometimes,
low into the wind, it's quite the easiest club to get. If you want to get it like 250 meters low into the wind, driver of the deck is easier than a 3-wood, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially when you have to...
I don't know if the people would,
Cut it.
the audience would agree here.
I mean, we're talking for us, not for...
Yeah. I've never tried it, so I don't know.
You can try on the range, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be a few missed shots.
Probably. Yeah, so my next question would be, what is the best and the worst golf advice you have received so far?
Well, let's start with the worst one. I think the worst one that I've received is, I mean, it wasn't an advice, but I think it's something that I learned wrong, which was my shoulder rotation. I'm not turning my shoulders in the correct way, which is it kind of I struggled a bit with that the last couple of years. So I'm kind of going this way. So I'm going this way instead of that way in the backswing. So this is, I mean, I would say that's something that gave me a lot of pain. But the best advice was to play a lot of golf and not spend too much time on the range. I have always been a player that went onto the course. My dad always told me just we go and play, we play. And so I kind of, I could build a feeling for playing on the golf course and not playing like on the range, which is more similar to tournament golf. So I was not, I never had the best technique, but I could really get myself around the golf course. That's why I was playing a lot when I was a kid and not spending time on the range as much.
My next question would be, what is the most clutch golf shot that you've hit? The shot that you're most proud of?
I would say it was Juan Montana 2 years ago, not last year, where I needed to make a make I think it was like a 15 footer, so 5 meters to make the cut.
Yeah.
My first DP World Tour cut with my whole family there, also the Swiss people, and I hold it. So that was a very clutch putt.
That was on the last hole?
Yeah, last hole
Yeah.
to make the cut, 15 feet. Yeah, I would say this one.
That's pretty cool.
Mm.
Most of the time it's the putts, right?
Yeah, clutch putts to make the cut or to win the tournament.
Yeah.
So I have one more question. In your, who would you like to play with in your dream celebrity foursome? You can choose anybody, dead or alive. Who would you want to play with?
Well, it's 3 because he's 1, right?
Yeah, you're one of them.
So I would like to play with Roger Federer, Tiger, just to see like how he strikes the ball, because everyone's always like, oh, Tiger, he strikes it in the middle every time and he can hit all those windows. So Tiger and my dad.
Okay.
Nice.
So you chose Roger Federer. He's obviously not a pro golfer, but what would you say differentiates? Sorry?
Pretty good in tennis.
Yeah, he's good at tennis. What would you say differentiates an amateur golfer from a professional golfer?
I think it's just the amount of work you put in. I mean, it depends, but I think I mean, it depends as a person or the tournaments you play, because as an amateur you don't have like those 4-day tournaments. You don't play 4-day tournaments. You, as a pro, you do that, and you don't play for money. So it's basically, you look at it. For me, it was always amateur golf was more kind of, you need to build experience, make experiences, and play a lot of tournaments. But it's not about the result. It's more kind of getting better and better every time. And now when you turn pro, it's basically you do it for a living.
Yeah.
And you need to deliver, otherwise you don't make any money.
So you have much higher pressure.
So yeah, I mean, there is a bit of pressure, but you shouldn't be putting too much pressure on yourself. But I think you just do it. I mean, I realize it now when I'm playing on Challenge Tour, that you can really see that they're doing that as a job. You know, it's not. I mean, there is a bit of fun, but like everyone is so strict, and they're like practicing a lot, and everyone knows exactly what he needs, and all the preparations and what they do after the cool downs, and it's just so professional. And I don't see that in amateur golf as much, but when you're up there, also on DP, you just see that these guys do that for a living, and yeah.
A lot of people always think like we can go and travel to, let's say, Ireland, Crans-Montana, Poland, Germany, and then you have a lot of time to spend in town or like look around, but most of the time you're just in the hotel room or on the golf course. And then the next thing you know is just airplane and off to the next. So there's not really much time, because like it's so professional, so everybody is practicing. Even if you miss the cut, you still got 2 days, so you don't go and spend it sometimes somewhere else. You just go the next day and keep on practicing. Because you know next Monday I'm going to go to the next event and I want to deliver next week, because I kind of didn't in this week. So there's not much time to sometimes to go and sightseeing or do stuff like this.
I mean, to be fair, it's a cool job.
Oh, for sure,
you
yeah.
need to yeah, it's always cool when you're playing well, and when you're up there on DP, it's a very cool life. But to get up there, it's not easy, because a lot of other players want that as well. You've got 160 players every week, and where you play against them, and so yeah, I mean, it's just a life of an athlete, right? It's the same in tennis, and you do all these preparations and all that stuff.
So a couple years back, when you were aspiring to be a professional, what did your training look like? How often did you train? What did you work on the most?
When I was younger,
Yeah.
I was playing a lot, like I said.
Mhm.
I went onto the course. I am not the guy that is very structured like in my practice. I'm very like a feely guy. I do everything every day, so short game, putting, long game, drive, course. But it's just I do what I feel and what I think is best for me. But when I was younger, I was just going out onto the course all the time and playing games against other players or against my dad. Played a lot against my dad, and yeah, that's how my practice looked like.
It's not a lot of structure, just a lot of play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the more and more you get professional, obviously you need a bit of structure as well. But when I was younger, not as much.
Yeah.
How does the future look for you right now? So you're kind of in the middle of the season right now, on the Challenge Tour. Had a few tournaments. How does the season look like? What's the plan for the future?
Yeah, so I started my season already in February, I think. On the well, it's called Hotel Planner Tour now. It's not called Challenge Tour anymore. So I need to say that, otherwise the sponsor is they're gonna kick me out. But no, I started my season, and it's just, I mean, I've got my 5-year plan where I told myself, okay, the moment you turn professional, you want to be on the DP World Tour inside those 4 years. And now after 2, yeah, I'm on the Hotel Planner Tour, and I would say I'm doing good. I just need to, yeah, it's my first season now where I'm playing a full tour schedule basically. Well, on the Pro Golf Tour you don't have that much tournaments, and you have like a lot of gaps in between the tournaments. And on Hotel Planner Tour you have more, like you could be 8 weeks away or 9 weeks playing tournaments. So I need to still get used to that, where I'm visiting. I mean, I'm going further away as well. I went to South Africa. I went to India already. I'm going to Dubai next week. So it's a bit further away, and still need to get used to that, to playing a full schedule where you have like 30 tournaments. And so yeah, I'm just trying to improve day by day. I think that's all I can control, is just how I practice, how I prepare for tournaments, and like I said, mentally I need to stay relaxed and just do my thing, and I think then it will be good. But yeah, I give myself time now on the Hotel Planner Tour. I don't need to rush. Like, I don't need to get onto the DP as quickly as possible. I still need to keep the head down and just
go step by step. Yeah. So I saw we have a few younger people in the audience. So I have a question maybe for you. So do you have any tips for young golfers who want to become a professional?
Make it fun. I would say just make it fun. Play a lot of games. Don't make it too complicated. And also try out other sports. Well, just to kind of look for that, how do you say that?
Balance, or?
Yeah, like a balance. And just have fun with what you're doing. And I think if you want to get better, you just need to practice a lot. It's a lot of practice, a lot of hard work. You won't believe how much these guys are working on tour. They work every day for 5-6 hours, or even longer, and it's a lot of work. But I think when you're younger, it's all about having fun and kind of trying to, you need to love the game, kind of get into the game like that, and make it fun. Play a lot with friends, with family. Don't make it too complicated and like technical work when you're young and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of that.
So what do you do on the side of playing golf?
Too much.
Yeah, he's a good tennis player, he told me, but he hasn't accepted my invitation.
I don't want
yet.
you to lose. No, but I'm doing a lot of sports. Maybe too much, but I play. I grew up in a very sporty, competitive family where we did a lot of sports together. and playing a lot of tennis. I'm playing a lot of volleyball, and I sometimes go and even play soccer with some friends, which is maybe not the best.
We did that in Egypt, where we
Yeah.
beat the French quite. Swiss
Yeah,
and
we
the German beat the French quite.
Yeah.
Quite
That was
well.
good. That was good. Yeah, I always look for that balance. Like just to distract a little bit. But I think it's good. You need these other movements and motions as well. And yeah.
So yeah, when we come to side sports, did you know you could become a world champion? Because there will be from 7th to 11th of May the Ski and Golf World Cup in Zell am See, Austria, where precision meets speed, where the Winter Warriors collide with the Golf Masters. So it will be held over a giant slalom and 36 holes of golf. You can go check it out on skigolfworldcup.com. You can play as an individual, or if you're unable to ski, you can go as a team. And you can sign up. I will be there too. So let's hope for a fun week there and battle for the world title. So maybe some of you can come too. Be for sure fun. That was just on the side for you guys. I guess some of you are quite good skiers, I would say. Golfers, of course. So yeah, would be nice. So we have one last story from Cedric. I don't know if you want to tell it or if I should, from Egypt.
The singing story.
singing
Yeah,
story.
you can proceed.
Yeah, so we pretty much came back from the round of golf, just back to the room. So you kind of try to get your head off the golf course and do something else. So we walked in the room, we were putting on loud music, and all of a sudden Cedric puts his earphones in, and he's good at a lot of things, but I think this is one thing he's not that good at. So he puts his earplugs in, he said like, "Hey, turn off the music, like, hear me sing." So he puts on Apologize and just starts singing for 3 minutes as loud as he possibly could. I think I still have a video of that. Don't know if we're gonna show it, but it was horrible. Like my ear were bleeding.
Was it?
It was horrible. So and then he was done, and then the phone rang. I took off the phone, and all I can hear was some other guy, which was probably around our room, goes like, "It's too late to apologize," and then just hung up. And I was like, we were just laughing, but to this day we don't know who the guy is. So maybe if you hear it, just let us know who called us there. So, but he's not good at singing, but he's quite a good piano player. He did that a few times, so maybe he can play a few tones.
Want to hear it now?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're in a jazz club, so we can play some.
I'm 10 times more nervous than in Crow. My God. Why do you do this to me?
Yeah,
What do you want to... but I'm not going to play a full song.
no, let's just go for 10 minutes or so.
10 minutes?
Is that it?
All right, I'm going to play a sad song.
That's fine.
Wait, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, good.
Great. Perfect. So yeah, we're kind of coming to the end almost. So do you have any questions for Cedric?
So I have one more question actually.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that golf will be something that you want to be a professional in? At what point did that realization kick in?
So around 16, when I was 16, 17, the practice got a bit more professional and everything, and I knew that I was good at it. I had good tournaments also on the national side, and then I thought I'd just keep going. I went into a sports school and I was just practicing a lot, and that's where I realized, okay, this could be something, and then I just kept going. And yes.
Yeah, I also have one question. Thanks for exchanging. That was really, really cool. So you mentioned a bit your schedule, and now you have more, the traveling more further away. How's your schedule organized? You know, do you work with someone? I mean, how does it work?
At the moment, no. So I'm doing my own schedule. I decide by myself where and when I'm gonna play. But obviously I'm not gonna play all the tournaments. Let's say I'm not gonna play 30 tournaments, well, every tournament the whole year. So I kind of need to be a bit careful how I plan it. But I mean, at the moment I do it by myself. I was always a person, I always like to just come home again for like a week and then do like another 2-3 week stretch, and then come home again to kind of distract and practice a bit. Some people, they like to travel longer, like 8-9 weeks in a row, and then come back. So this is something very individual again, where you can decide by yourself. Yeah. So, but for me, it's always, my dream schedule would be, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks maximum tournaments, and then I come back for a week, or maybe a bit longer, and then I go again 2 or 3 weeks. But it's very dependent on how you play as well. Depends on where you are on the rankings. Maybe you need some more tournaments to get some points. Maybe you already played so good at the beginning and then you maybe skip some tournaments because you're doing so good. Just very depends as well on how you play.
Thank you.
How do you group your game in percentage between short, long, and the putting?
Yeah. You mean in practice-wise, how much I'm working on the...
Whatever, let's say 60% on putting, 30% on short, and just 10% on long game.
Yeah. So basically, at the moment, my main focus is long game and putting. So I'm working, let's say, 50 to 60% on long game. So I'm doing a lot of long game, and putting I'm doing 30%, and then short game I'm not doing that much at the moment because I feel very, very comfortable. I mean, I'm doing it, but not as the main focus is not on that. But yeah, it's basically putting and long game at the moment. You could say even 50-50. Yeah.
I guess it depends also a little bit, like how you feel at the moment for which part of the game you're gonna practice a bit more.
Yeah, because last year I was very good in long game and irons, and this year I haven't been as good as last year, so I'm putting more work in that. And putting has been bad the whole 2 years, so I need to still work on putting. I need to figure out putting.
I can't help. So
Cedric, I have another question. I got a microphone here from Gustav. So you talked to me before the interview we had that you have a 5 years plan in your career. I think like that's pretty interesting as well for people to know what exactly is your vision, what is your 5 years plan, what's like the most important steps you want to get in ahead, and yeah, so maybe you can let us know what your goals are in the next few steps.
Yeah, so basically the 5 years plan is basically something that I looked at with my dad, and we looked at the statistics as well of really good golfers, how long they took till they made it to the top levels. And normally all these good players, they made it inside 3 to 5 years or something. Very rarely you make it after 10 years, after you have been on Challenge Tour for 10 years or something. It's just very rare. It can happen, but it's very rare. So we told ourselves, okay, if I keep working and then if I do my things, then we want to be on DP in 5 years, and or maximum 6. Well, it's basically 5. But, so yeah, and I think I said it before. After 2 years now, I've been on the Challenge Tour. Well, to get onto Challenge Tour is already a good step. I think it's not easy to get on to Challenge Tour like a full year, to have a full card. And now the next step is DP. But like I said before, I'm not going to rush. I think you can't put too much pressure on that timetable as well. I think you need to. Yeah, like I said, you need to do step by step and stay in the moment. If you think like, oh, I need to be there in the next 2 years or something like that, you need to be careful, because yeah, you don't want to rush. We all know it's a difficult game, and it's also for professionals. We are all humans, and everyone is struggling sometimes. And so it's just stay relaxed, practice a lot, work hard, and then yeah. The goal is to be on there in 5 years. Yeah.
Nice. And I have another question. I play myself golf as well every now and then. Some of my best friends are in here as well, and we always had this quite a sensitive subject, which means like the lengths of how far you hit the ball. I was in Holzhausen last week. I hit the ball with the driver 480 yards, but no, but it's. I know some people who works at golf shops, and it's quite a big subject. Which driver do I hit the furthest? Which shaft shall I use? Which set, which brand is the best suitable bag for me, or the best suitable set? Is there any points you have there, or what do you suggest for people who come and just want to have like a suitable golf set for them? Is it more the brand, or it's always the talk is about the lengths? Is it 20 yards further with that one? My opinion is like, yeah, the more the more constant you are, the better. But there are always those people.
Yeah, and then go and hit it 400 yards.
I think you should ask Zeno. He worked in Golfers Paradise. He maybe knows better, but I just know what's good for me, but
honestly, club-wise, you just go and get a good fitter, which is gonna fit the clubs on you, so the numbers are good for you personally, because you can't say like this club or this club and this shaft is perfect for everyone, because it varies in very different. I mean, Cedric is playing ping, I play Titleist, and if I look at the ping driver, I can't, because I think it looks ugly. But that's just me, right? So yeah, that's why it's very personal. I think it's also, so you need to, like, if you look at the club, it needs to suit your eye, because otherwise it won't work.
It's dependent on the level you play as well, no? I mean, tour players, the numbers they look at are basically spin rates. Is the ball is the ball having good spin? And if they like the club, like you said, if it sits good on the ground.
Also the sound.
Like these things is something that we look at. but I mean, you can, for a 20 or maybe more handicapper, it's
still important, I think.
yeah, it is important, but maybe not hitting the ball the same exact spot all the time, and then
Yeah, I guess
maybe I'm
it's
not the best.
it's almost more important that you, in the beginning especially, you learn to hit the golf ball kind of somewhere in the middle of the face, or you feel where you hit it. So, but it's also like fitting the club would always help. Of course, maybe not just when you start, because then it's kind of hard. Because if you just one goes low right and then the other goes low left, it's kind of, because every club will be the same ball flight wise. So yeah, you wanna, but at some point you surely want to get a good fitter for the clubs.
And my last question was really highly interesting for me before to listen to your stories, Cedric. You were in a sports school. I don't know if it was a high school. I guess it was a sports high school like you did, Zeno. And you told me about the other sports athletes you know nowadays who are competing in track and field or in FC Basel. You told me about that guy. And I mean, you're in a sports, you do it for yourself. You're not in a team sports, so you have a strong like mental aspect. You need to be really aware of how your psychological state is in every tournament. Compared to team sports, it's a whole other story. So I ask myself, how do you keep your psychological state up to date? Do you have a psychological, like a psychiatrist, a trainer you consult, who's consulting you, or is there also something similar in team sports? Or I was just asking myself, because you told me before about Roger Federer, who obviously was a master of psychology as well, and so I asked myself, do you have like a regular consultant who is actually helping you out on tour?
No.
Short answer.
I don't. Like I said, I have my father who has been on the way with me since I'm a kid. But it's a good point. As an individual athlete, I mean, it depends. When you're young, like when you're 16, 17, you can choose if you want to go to the States. There you've got like structure, you've got a team around you, and I decided to go my own way, to do like the Swiss way, where I'm building my own structures and I do practice by myself, which is not easy. But there I've got my dad who is just telling me, look, your goal is to be on DP in 5 years. You need to wake up, you need to go out and practice 6 hours a day. And if I don't want to, he's just telling me that every day. He's telling me, Sedi, where do you want to be? And you need to put in that much work. And so it's very good to have him. Also my mom. Well, my mom is a bit more chill. So I'm in between. My dad's he works a lot, and he's still playing a lot of golf, and he practices he wants to practice with me every day, all the time. And my mom is she's a bit more on the chill side, and I think you need both for golf. But I have my dad for that, and he's basically my consultant. Where I can call, because he has been through all that. But
cool. Thank you.
What about you, Zeno? Thank you. Well, do you have a mental coach? I did. Yeah, I did. I do have someone who helped me with mentally. It was mostly like just different tools you get for the golf course. How you handle bad shots and so on. So that's pretty important, I guess, that you can figure it out like Cedric does it with his dad, or you have someone who helps you with that to figure this out. Because once you start thinking too much about like shots from the past, you hit in the round, it's not gonna help your game continue for the rest of the day. So I think it's a really important part of the game. So
So I wanted to ask, every time you practice, how many hours about do you play golf at, like the day when you practice?
Just practice or on the course, you mean, or just practice?
Like range and course.
Okay. It depends a bit on this where I'm at. Like in the winter time, where I have these training camps where I go to, let's say, Turkey or Abu Dhabi just to practice, then it's gonna be like one golf round, which is 4 to 5 hours, and then I'm gonna do an additional 2 to 3 hours. So it's gonna, in the training camps, it's long days. It's gonna be 7 hours, 6-7 hours. But right now, in between tournaments, where I also need to save a bit of energy, but I'm still practicing, it's not that much. It's it's still like 9 holes and practice, so it's still like 4 to 5 hours that I spend.
Gym.
And then you've got the gym work, but yeah.
7 days a week?
6 days a week.
So I'm just gonna grab something.
I've got two questions for you. What are the most differences between golf courses on the Pro Golf Challenge, DP World Tour? Of course, beside the people on the grounds and the grandstands. And the other question is, what is your favorite golf course that you've ever played? And on the other side, which one is on top of your bucket list you haven't played yet?
Yeah, so the first question, the difference in the courses is, I'd say the biggest difference is from Pro Golf Tour to Challenge Tour, where when you're on, or Hotel Planner Tour, when you're playing on Hotel Planner Tour, you really have a team. You've got a team there who is preparing the course a couple of weeks before, and it's just everything's prepared, a bit better prepared, and they tuck the pin positions in way tougher spots. That's the difference to Pro Golf Tour, where you have a bit of easier pin positions, and maybe the courses are sometimes not as good, prepared. Where on Hotel Planner Tour and on DP, the difference is a bit smaller. So I think when you're playing on Hotel Planner, you get prepared for DP. You have very good preparation there, because the courses are not going to change as much. It's just when you're Pro Golf Tour going on to Challenge Tour, then there is a bit of difference. That's why a lot of people from the satellite tours are struggling on the Hotel Planner, because they're not used to it. They also let the rough grow, and but I would say the pin positions, that's something that a lot of people don't really know or pay attention to, because you can make a course so much different if you have tougher pin positions. And so you basically, when you look at the pin sheet on the Challenge Tour, you always see where the pin is, and then you always see 3 from the left or 3 from the right, or you see it's like 40 meters in, and you've got like maybe 2 meters behind to miss it. So it's always like in the corners, and if it's getting windy and whatever, then it gets tough. But yeah, difference Pro Golf Tour and Challenge Tour is big, but Challenge Tour to DP is not that much of a difference. And second question, courses. I never know what to say with that question, but my favorite course, I mean, to be fair, I haven't played like many of the really great courses. I played a lot in Florida and Naples, where there's just like these community courses that I really enjoy playing. But I would say when I played the Irish Open on Royal County Down, that was a great course. I think one of the best links courses in Great Britain, for sure. And my one that's on the bucket list. I mean, has to be Augusta. No, has to be. Yeah. Has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's something different there.
So, anyone else? So we have oh yeah.
Cedric, you're quite a bit younger than this old fox over here. So I was thinking, the first time you heard about this guy Zeno, what did you think?
About Zeno? Good question. That was a long time ago. To be honest, I don't remember. We both were on Pro Golf Tour, no? And then I think we got to know each other a bit better at the time. Yeah. But and then we started sharing a room. But I don't know when was the first time we shared a room.
I think it was Egypt.
Was it Egypt?
2 years ago, when Alessandro was there too. Yeah. When we played for the big room and I won, just so you know.
But it was always cool sharing with him because he's just like a normal, funny guy. He's not like complicated or anything, and that's why I enjoyed it a lot with him.
Okay, I think that was all. So we have a little challenge at the end. So maybe so Cedric, you can go towards Kevin. There's a
challenge.
We have to put down a hole quickly here. Well, it's not a hole, but it's kind of. Switched it. So Cedric is gonna hit a little chip shot from back there, and see how close he can get it to the hole here, and then we'll do this with every guest we're gonna have in the future and see who's gonna be the closest for.
What do I get if I?
So no worries, it's not a real golf ball. It's like a softer one, so shouldn't be that dangerous.
Use a driver.
Not enough space in here.
With backspin, huh?
You can try, yeah.
Carry or the
just put it in the hole.
Oh my God, the pressure. Oh, short!
Oh, no. Gotta measure it.
You didn't say you're gonna measure it.
So 9 feet. So Madhu is gonna hit one too.
So bad.
See if he can get it closer than.
Beat the pro. I'm gonna watch closely here.
It's maybe because it's my club, that's why.
Oh, his hands are shaking.
Been nervous.
Oh, that's not bad.
Wow, that was easy.
It's a bit better.
I made it easy for you. Made it easy.
Perfect.
Zeno.
No. Yeah, we'll see. We didn't hit practice shots, those Madhu tried. No, I would go in. It's bounced through. Nice, Madhu. Almost slam dunked it though.
Musst du auch noch messen?
Yeah. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So we have 9 for Cedric.
Ich habe gewonnen.
You were 4? 4. So, yeah, that was it for today's golf talk with Cedric. I hope you enjoyed it. And
thank you so much.
Hopefully see you next time.
Thank you very much, Zeno, Madhu, and Cedric. Once again, a big applause to those three on stage. Well, we had this idea like a couple of weeks ago, and Zeno said like there's this very nice guy called Cedric Gugler, and want to invite him here during the season, and I think it was a great experience we could experience today, everybody together, and we are planning to do this on a monthly base. And every time we're gonna do this challenge, we're gonna do it like Top Gear was a bit of our right?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah, and we're gonna do a list, and then we'll see next time when who's coming, Jordan Spieth or yeah?
Don't know yet. It's
Yeah.
not McIlroy.
But yeah, so the plan is to do this on a regular basis every 4 weeks. Zeno is inviting new athletes. I'm talking at the moment to a very famous skier, and also we are planning to get golfers, but also other sports professionals.
It just have to be. They have to play.
They have to play golf, exactly.
Like Madu.
Like Matt. Yeah. But Cedric, thank you very much for coming from all the way from Basel. And big up. We're gonna stay around. If you have questions, get some drinks, tequila shots, gin tonics. We are open. We're normally jazz club, but we decided to do this here. And thank you very much again. Big applause. Then you did a great job.
I mean, I want to
Well
thank. Also, I want to thank Ryan for doing the box today. Kevin for the bar. Hiden Harlekin is the owner, so we can do it here. For Gustav and Andy for the video and the sounds. Great work, thank you very much. Otto and Cedric, of course, for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.